Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and welcome to Let's Play Pokemon XD. In the last episode, we took on Cipher admin Eldest, the last line of defense between us and Grandmaster Greevil. And so, in this episode, we'll be taking Greevil on, finally. But before we do, I'm going to stop by the PC here, and actually I already did it last episode. So I lied. But I'm dropping off the Shadow Star. Where did I put it? It's got to be around. Did I put it in one of the sets? Probably. Oh, there it is. Okay. But I dropped off my Shadow Pokemon, and there's a reason for that. Going forward, I would definitely recommend having a Shadow Pokemon on your team of some kind. That Shadow Salamence that you got from Eldest is a perfectly good candidate for my plan, and that is having a Shadow Pokemon on the field at all times during this fight, because as you'll see momentarily with Greevil's team, his entire team, all 6 Pokemon are Shadow Pokemon, so the only attacks you'll be dealing with are Shadow type attacks, which is why I like employing that strategy. Anyways, so you've even come this far. I had no idea that a mere child like you would pursue me this long. Professor Crane, Dataroms, and the Lair. You alone derailed every one of our well-laid plans. Well, perhaps not just you. The news broadcast by OMBS did not help Cipher's cause at all. However, my Shadow Pokemon plan isn't finished yet. The final act is about to unfold. Having come this far, I think you've earned the right to know what I have planned. The creation of Shadow Pokemon that permanently resist purification. That was the first step. Next, I plan to create an army of Shadow Pokemon that work independently on my orders alone. When this second step is done, I will take over the world without having to rely on bothersome people. And now, I have to hand it to him. Not relying on other people is probably in the villain's best interest, because let's be honest, a lot of the time in fiction, big bad guys' subordinates usually end up screwing things up for them. So it's a solid plan, but we are finally face to face with XD001, now freed of all adjustments, Shadow Lugia. This Lugia is the first Shadow Pokemon that cannot be purified. Now let us celebrate the completion of my Shadow Pokemon plan in advance. Greevil also kind of cheats, because as you can see here, we're in a battle with Shadow Lugia, which also, I should add, has its own music. So we're gonna get the Shadow Monitor reading here. I mean, if that wasn't obvious, it has a completely different coloration, which is the only Shadow Pokemon that has done that, at least at this point. So my plan, in case it wasn't obvious, is to use the Master Ball on Lugia. Lugia is probably the one that you want to use it on, and you can make a case for a few of Greevil's other Pokemon that are also really hard to catch. So it's kind of up to you, but basically, I would recommend using your Master Ball somewhere here on the final fight. Most of the other fights in the game are not as long or not as difficult. Like, even the Eldest fight is not going to be as bad as Greevil's fight. So the reason that I dumped the Shadow Starmie into the PC is so I could free up a slot on my team and put Shadow Lugia on my team right away. And since I'm using the Master Ball on it, I'm just going to catch it right now. It's going to be at full HP, and just immediately ready to help me out. So that's the strategy that I like to use. You don't have to do that, but be warned that if you battle Shadow Lugia, you will have to go into the next fight without healing. And we'll just calculate it all, because this is going to work. So I kind of wouldn't recommend battling Shadow Lugia just because it makes the next fight a lot more difficult. But, you know, it's up to you. You can do what you want. I've just kind of tried to give you, or at least show you how I like to play. It is by no means the only way that you can play the game, but I just try to do what's easiest or works the best for me. How dare you, child? How dare you snag my Shadow Lugia, my one loyal subject? There's nothing left, but I will personally see to the total destruction of your Pokemon. Fall! And here we go. The actual final fight, his eyes are creepy. He's leading off with Rhydon and Moltres. Three of his shadow Pokemon are the legendary birds. And they didn't modify their catch rates or anything. So they have their catch rates of being legendary Pokemon in this fight. So if you find it easier, since all 6 of his shadow Pokemon are shadow Pokemon, if it is easier for you, there is no shame in knocking out any of his shadow Pokemon, and just challenging him again later, because you can. Any of his shadow Pokemon that you do not catch on the first go-around, he will still have if you reface him. Now, obviously, it's not fun to, like, challenge him again, but it might make your life easier instead of trying to catch him. Now, I'm going to be probably stupid and try to catch all of them, which means this is going to be a very long fight. Now, one thing I should mention about the legendary birds is that they all have 3 very specific, I guess exclusive moves. Oh boy. Don't you dare. Okay. Recoil damage is based on the damage that you deal. So, thankfully, that did not do tons and tons of, recoil damage. I was a little worried there. Alright, so this is turn 2. Yeah, we'll keep going for now. Earthquake, obviously not going to hit Moltres. Ooh. I don't want to do too much damage, though. That's the only thing. Ancient Power would be 4 times effective on Moltres. So that would deal a sizable chunk of damage. But it's also pretty risky. And first catch. Okay, we're probably not going to be that lucky. Like, that was pretty lucky. All of his other Pokemon, since they're fully evolved, don't have very high catch rates either. So, it's going to take a lot of balls and a lot of turns to secure this battle. Also, we're going to have to be dealing with a lot of that. So your best bet is having kind of a tankier Pokemon like Shadow Lugia, obviously a great choice. If you're not going to attack with Lugia, then its turn can absolutely be used for healing. And you don't have to worry about, wasting potential damage, so long as your other member is outputting damage that turn. Alright. I'm gonna go for the Psybeam here. Just because if we did Psychic, it would probably do just fine. But I'm worried about crits. It's a very real problem. See, and that did actually almost as much. Looks like it did about the same amount of damage. Alright, so he's using Shadow Hole, which means Clayton's going to be stuck in until it faints. Now, this Shadow Lugia that we have, we didn't get to see any of its moveset, because we just caught it on the first turn, but it has Shadow Blast, which I think is actually an exclusive move to Lugia. Shadow Shed, which will get rid of stat debuffs, Shadow Down, which will lower their defense, and then Storm. I don't really want to attack Moltres anymore, actually. I'm worried about taking it out, so I might just use Shadow Blast on Executor, and then try to catch Moltres. This will probably not happen. In all honesty, we probably need to get its health lower than it is right now. Break. See. So let's see. Yeah, Shadow Blast in action. I believe this is supposed to be a version of its move, Arrow Blast. Shadow Fire again on Lugia this time. So yeah, Lugia just soaking up all the damage. Now I believe Shadow Fire has a chance of inflicting burns. Articuno's, which is I think Shadow. Actually, I don't recall what Articuno's is. But the other moves, I think, Articuno's can freeze you, and Zapdos's can paralyze you, so additional boons to those moves. I want to see how many shakes we can get on the average. We got one last time, and we're still getting only one. So I'm gonna try to chip it down a little with Shadow Storm. Yeah, okay, if that did only that much damage, we're perfectly fine doing it on Moltres. And it's just gonna keep using that. Okay, it's gonna Shadow in Claydol. Oh, nope, on Lugia, okay. Whoa! Hello. Okay. I think I'm gonna heal up Claydol this turn. I'm gonna try to go for the snag on Executor. Well, yeah, let's try for that. So snag you, and then you can we'll go with do a Soda Pop. Alright, fingers crossed. Again. But the only problem is if it uses Shadow Land again, in particular if you use it on Claydol, it might end up taking itself out. Actually, we're probably gonna have to heal up Lugia pretty soon. Nope, there it goes. Oh boy. This could be bad. Okay, it's in the red now. Oh boy. Alright, this will be another just throw ball and heal turn, basically. I'm going to use up all of my Ultra Balls first before I start using the Timer Balls, just so we can maximize the Timer Balls' efficiency. I'm going to milk. Because we will be able to get up to 4 times effectiveness out of those. So the more turns that we, kind of waste using Ultra Balls, the better shape we'll be in. Come on! This is going to be a recurring trend. Alright. Might end Claydol. Ooh, okay, not quite, actually. Oh, great. No! I'm not as mad about... Oh, okay, it's not dead yet. Sheesh. Alright, let's send her at Ampharos now. I'm probably going to make a more concerted effort to keep Ampharos healthy, because it can get paralyzes off. So that's definitely going to be a major help to us. So we will go for the Thunder Wave first on Executor. If we don't catch it this turn, I really hope that it doesn't hit Shadow End, because it'll probably kill us if it doesn't. 3. Okay. So that's 2 of his normal Shadow Pokemon down. We'll probably... Oh, okay, we're seeing the 3rd now, so Tauros. So which means after this is going to be all legendary Pokemon. Fun times for all. And, alright, Ampharos. Actually, wow, that Ampharos took it pretty well. So we're getting the Paralyze off on the Tauros instead, which is perfectly fine. Let's... Alright, Lugia, you should probably heal up Ampharos. I'm worried about it surviving the turn otherwise. And then we'll just get another Paralyze off. I really don't want to do much more damage to Moltres at this point. And I suppose we can start getting to work on the Tauros while we work on catching Moltres. Ah, Paralyze is nice. Okay. Ampharos needs healing again. So I guess we'll go for the catch and then go for a heal. Really wish that there were more balls available to you in this game. Now, I don't think Dusk Balls would really have helped. At least because this game doesn't have any day or night cycle in it. But, would have been nice to have a little bit of variety. Alright, it's not going to get much better than this. I suppose, worst case scenario, we could bring in Breloom and False Swipe it. We might just have to do that, actually. Actually, you know what? I think next turn I will give it a try. We're seeing some work out of the Paralyzers, though, which is nice. Alright, Lugia, you can Shadow Blast Tauros, Ampharos. I'm gonna take you out. Luckily, the legendary birds that he has don't have any moves that will damage themselves. Like, no moves with recoil. I don't think any of them have Shadow Half either, so... We're in good shape there. Please target Lugia. Of course not. Really? That's annoying. Well, see, the only problem is I could revive it, but it's just gonna go down every single turn. And unfortunately, I don't have any moves like Light Screen on my team. I could have taught it to Claydol, which that would have been helpful, but at this point, like, what can you do? All right, let's go for that. Really hoping this doesn't do too much to Moltres. No! Wait, it's not dead? Okay, that bar looked empty to me. It still looks empty to me. Oh, jeez. Playing with my heart there. And of course, the annoying thing, I think... Yeah, wow. That is, like, the pixeliest of pixels. But, yeah, they're not attacking Lugia at all. Like, they're just attacking my other Pokemon on the field, which has been the cause for much stress. Alright, well... it's kind of awkward. We don't need to heal at the moment. And we can only catch one of them at a time. Well, actually, you know what? Okay, Ampharos is still fine, right? Yeah, see, the only problem is I think we're held in. So if I try to swap out, it's probably going to say, like, you can't do that. Yep. Well, I guess I'm just going to burn this turn. Hopefully we'll be able to catch Tauros. Fortunately, we're not going to be able to swap out Vaporeon unless it faints. Which means we won't be able to get any more Paralyzes off for now. Now he's finally sending out his Articuno. Oh gee, it's a Shadow Pokemon, you don't say. Okay, it's targeting Lugia. It's fine. So one nice thing about Vaporeon is that it will heal back the Shadow Sky damage. So I think I'm going to throw balls on Lugia's turn, and then Vaporeon will use to start attacking Articuno. We actually have some pretty good moves to chip on Articuno, so we should be able to take it down slowly but surely. Oh my gosh, you're down to like 1 health. And you're paralyzed. Oh, it's Shadow Chill. Ouch. Alright, let's see how much this does. Not bad. Although, if they double target Vaporeon, I'll be mad. Okay. Yay! The Shadow Sky's finally gone. Alright, we will stay in. We're gonna just keep throwing balls at Moltres. I think it's probably been enough turns to the point where Timer Balls will be more effective than Ultra Balls, but we'll try to keep going for as long as we can. I might throw a Timer Ball soon. These are not getting us any farther than 1 shake. And unfortunately, we're gonna probably get to a point where we can't weaken either of them further. And we're just gonna have to like waste a turn or probably heal, just because we have nothing else to do. It's kind of where this fight gets to. His other Shadow Pokemon are pretty easy to snag by comparison to the legendary Pokemon. We got 2 shakes. Oh, okay, it's going for Shadow Sky. Figures that the birds would know that too. Alright. Probably like 1 more Shadow Ball, and then we can start going for like Shadow Blast. Alright. If you have a Pokemon that can inflict a sleep move, that's actually particularly useful in this fight. More so than any of the other fights, because Paralyze is good, but I think Sleep and Freeze are more effective in terms of making Pokemon easier to capture. So, ball on you, and then we need to heal up Vaporeon. Hyper Potion on you. And this is just kind of the slow part where we keep trying to throw Pokeballs. In fact, I might cut some stuff out, because at this point, not a lot new is going to happen. keep dealing with this until the end of time. Two, three. Whew. Okay, we got Moltres. That's one of the 3 birds down and 2 to go. So now he's sending out Zapdos. Surprise, surprise, it's also a Shadow Pokemon. Alright. So, we'll be back for a bit, I guess. Vaporeon, I healed up, and Lugia is still kind of tanking hits. So, I think we'll Shadows... Actually, you know what? I think I'm just going to go for the single target on both attacks. So, Shadow Blast for you, Shadow Ball for you. See how much this does. Okay, not that much. Alright, now we get to see Shadow Bolt. Ah, boy. Okay, so Vaporeon's not going to be able to stand up to both of these attacks on the same turn. If this happens, it's going down. Okay, well, this can be a good thing and a bad thing, because now we have Ampharos on the field. Which means we can start paralyzing things, but you know, still we're down to 3 Pokemon, so still spell trouble for us. So this might be the fight where I actually have to use revives. Ooh, okay, Lugia actually needs healing soon. Glad they went for the double target there, actually. Alright, I think I'm going to leave Lugia alone for one more turn, and then I'll heal it. I want to get, like one more Shadow Blast on it, and then let's get the Paralyze on Zapdos. Oh yeah, we can actually do that like a few more times. Ooh, okay, yeah, that's what I was kind of afraid of. Don't you dare target Ampharos. Okay, good. I'm gonna have to double heal this turn. I'm getting frozen a lot. Yeah, looks like it. Alright, well, I guess we will use up another full restore on Lugia. And then Ampharos needs about 90. I guess I'll use a Lemonade. I don't really know which of our members would be better at tanking hits. Oh, well, that was fortuitous. Alright, Shadow Blast on you. He'll actually resist this, but I'll go for Body Slam anyways. Okay, one more of those and it should be within red health range. Okay, we are getting lucky with some of these paralyzers. I don't want to jinx it, but if you can keep that coming game, I would greatly appreciate it. Alright, one more for you, and probably many more for you. Alright, I'm not going to hurt Articuno anymore. Let's go for Shadow Bolts. Ampharos, ooh boy. Alright. Hopefully Ampharos should live this. Yeah. Okay, we'll go for more Ultra Balls for now. And then you need a Hyper Potion. Just using all of our healing items right now. There really is not a time other than this that I've had to use them excessively. I'm burning so much cash right now. 2. Not giving me false hopes. Okay, Zapdos is paralyzed. Articulation, Shadow Chill. Okay, cool. So we're good to do another turn without healing. Okay. Lugia. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll throw the ball with Lugia. I think we could probably get a little bit more damage in with Ampharos. So I think Body Slam will do a little bit more than Shadow Blast. I'm surprised that we got 2 shakes. So I'm probably gonna like break out immediately. Yeah. Kinda figured. Alright, we're slowly but surely getting Zapdos there as well. One. Oh my god. One, 2, 3. Alright. Okay, so we got 1 left. Looks like the timer balls are working out for us much better than the Ultra Balls, actually. So now that we're down to only 1 Pokemon, I will go for Shadow Blast. Just throw a Hail Mary Ultra Ball. I suppose by going by the count of how many I had at the start of the battle, I could probably figure out about how many turns it's been. Or future me could actually count how many turns this battle is. That would be an interesting thing to know. Okay, I was like, I got 2 shakes on that. Getting like way too close. Okay, so we're done dealing damage. Last Pokemon, so we're just kind of gonna stall now. So you know what? I'm just gonna throw a timer ball here and see if I can get luckier with it. And we'll just keep Ampharos healed up. Yeah, hopefully, now that there's only 1 Pokemon on the field on his side, we can keep up with the healing at the very least. And if it targets Lugia, then we don't have to worry about healing at all. 2, 3. Timer Balls for the win! I think the first Timer Ball we threw at least Zapdos and Articuno both caught it on the first try. Not sure about Moltres. I feel like we might have used one that failed on it, but I guess Future Me can put that as well. I'm making Future Me work a lot. Sorry, Future Me. Tauros was sent to this PC storage system. Moltres, Articuno, Zapdos. And with that was the fight. I'll probably cut out some of that, but on my end, I'm at 37.5 minutes of recording. How? A mere child crushed my cherished plan. And look who it is. It's Ardos. What? This can't be. It's your fault. I won't forgive. There was no forgiving you. Grandmaster, we're done here. We should blow up Cedar Dark Isle with the child still on it. But if I did that, our Shadow Pokemon data and our subordinates would be lost as well. Grandmaster, such things can be replaced. We must ensure our own survival. And it's here where you see that, like, Ardos is the jerk. He doesn't care about any of their subordinates. I've readied a helicopter for our escape. We've got to leave now. You're right. Wait. And this is what I like about Elvis. Please wait. You're willing to sacrifice everyone so you can escape? You should be ashamed. Ashamed? Clinging to foolish pride will guarantee Cipher's demise. Cipher must survive. That is our first duty. The Grandmaster feels the same way. Yes, for Cipher's sake, sacrifices must be endured. What are you saying? The Shadow Pokemon Factory has been destroyed. XD001 was defeated. Nothing remains of Cipher. Silence! Cipher will live forever! If only this child hadn't... Grandmaster, please give the order to blow up Citadel Isle. Yes, it can't be helped. Don't begrudge us, child. Stop! Let's put a stop to this. Father! Gasp! What a twist! Don't call him Father. Call him the Grandmaster. Father, you've lost sight of what is important. You got carried away by this whole Grandmaster nonsense. It isn't possible to take over the world just by producing powerful Pokemon. Just think of this child. This child's pure heart won out over XD001. We were in the wrong. Silence, silence, silence! Why aren't you showing some spine? We've come so far. Cipher is finished. Father, you yourself should know that more than anyone. Oh. Now please, stand up. This is how it should be. The laws of the land will render judgment on what we have done. Oh, everything I did, all of it was a mistake. Thanks to your courage, we were finally able to wake from our nightmare. Thank you. You'll have nothing to fear from us, ever. You should return home to your family. Let us meet again, too. The next time we battle, it won't be as mortal enemies. I will look forward to it. And there you can see is why Elvis is actually one of my favorite characters in this game. But fortuitously, the clouds around Citadel Isle just magically cleared and it's now completely sunny. Right after we defeated Greevil. Seems a little suspicious if you ask me, but I won't question the powers that be. And we get to see people celebrating with confetti. This makes it seem like there are a lot more people in this game than there actually are. You could probably count the NPCs and not get to triple digits. Well, I guess if you count trainers, you would probably get there, but technicalities. We get a nice shot of the protagonist with a lot of people. You can see Dr. Kamiko Per, Crane. Alright, so we are going to save over our file. I don't want to do that again. I'll be perfectly honest, I really do not like that fight. I feel like it's just kind of poorly designed in that it's trying something that's like, oh look, 6 shadow Pokemon, but the fact that they made 3 of them legendaries is really just... It makes the fight a lot worse than it, should have been probably. Like, if it had been just 6 normal shadow Pokemon. Like, look at how easily we captured the other 3. Like, Tauros, Executor, and Rhydon. If it had been, like, maybe 1 legendary bird, it would have been a little more excusable. But it just drags. And you can certainly KO some of his Pokemon and come back and re-challenge him, but honestly, with how long it would take to go through the fight re-challenging him, you may as well just try to get them around. Like, I got them in about a 36-minute fight, so definitely long. That's what that fight is, but now that we're here in the credits, I suppose I can give my thoughts on the project. This was the first RPG that I have done, and I've kind of strayed away from RPGs in general just because they're longer games. They can be a bit more grind intensive. Like this one will probably be my longest LP in terms of overall length so far. I think Galaxy 2 is 57 parts, and this might not get up to that number of parts. But the episodes are longer than I think a lot of the Galaxy episodes are, so I think in terms of overall length, it's been the longest. And it's certainly taken me a while to do as well. I had a couple really long breaks in the middle of it, which definitely dragged out the length of it for quite some time, so it's made it seem like I've been working on it forever, even though the actual amount of time might have been a little bit less. But as for my overall thoughts on the project itself, I think it went pretty well overall. Commentating RPG battles is a lot different than other kinds of gameplay where you're running around and jumping like you are in platformers, which actually a lot of the LPs that I've done have been platformers. It's one of my favorite genres of games. Now, and I love RPGs too. Like, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of JRPGs that I absolutely adore, but they're long games. And that's one of the reasons why I chose Pokemon, was this game is not quite as long as some of the other RPGs that that I like to play. So it's kind of one of the reasons why I chose it. But from a commentary standpoint, there were definitely ups and downs. It was usually pretty rough getting back into the project after being away from it for a while. But I felt like, at the very least, I was able to end it fairly strong. So now we're here on the title screen, which you may or may not have actually seen before, depending on where I started it. But while we're here, you can see my file. We now have 82 Shadow Pokemon. We are not quite done with the main mode of the game. We have a few things to do. There's a bit of story after Cipher. And then we have to purify the remaining Shadow Pokemon as well. That was one of my goals. And then there's one more Shadow Pokemon that we have not yet caught. A certain Dragonite, which we have yet to locate. So, in the meantime, what I'm showing off here, this is kind of the Coliseum mode part of it. It's really cool though, because you can do a variety of different battles. You can connect your Game Boy Advance games to Pokemon XD, which includes Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Leaf Green, and Fire Red. And you can battle any of your teams from those against like your team in this game, or against other Game Boy teams. And you can actually do like 2-on-2 multi-battles with Game Boys as well. And then you do other kinds of battle. Oh, this is the type of battles. So you can actually do single battles in this mode as well. And then you can choose the backdrop, which I think includes all of the Colosseums, including the top of Mount Battle, which you actually have not seen yet. And then the Rock Arena, Oasis Arena, Cave Arena, and Random. And then you can impose restrictions like max levels and custom rules. So I actually have not played around with this before, but there you go. So it's a group battle. You can do quick battles between you and another player, where you just have random Pokemon and then battle them. I'm not going to do that now because this episode's already plenty long. But wrapping up my final thoughts on the project, it was fun. I definitely enjoyed it. It was a change of pace from what I usually do, and for that, I'm grateful. So we still have some work to do. Like the LP's not over quite yet, but for the most part, we can kind of put the lid on it. So I don't know if I have much else to say, really. It's been fun. I've really enjoyed using the team that I currently have. I think for the most part it mirrors one of the first teams that I ever used for this, because Vaporeon was the evolution that I chose when I first played this game. I've also done like runs with Espeon. I think I've used Jolteon before as well. But I've had a fun time at least. So I think without rambling too much longer, I'm gonna sign off here. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Pokemon XD. I've been redxparasite, signing out.